How you doing, guys? Mr. Rupel here. EPELA. All right. So, last week we read about the ladybugs. I really hope you enjoyed it because that is actually one story out of the Read Naturally series that I had actually never read. So I never read that one before, and I learned a lot myself, and I had a really good time putting the ladybugs out in my garden, seeing what they do. And in fact, I told you guys on Zoom Day, the next day I still had a lot of ladybugs still in the garden, so that was really neat to see. So, as we talked about on Zoom earlier today, our story for next week is going to be, as you guys voted on, hot air balloons. All right? So, those of you that I sent the materials to, you guys already have your story. Those of you, the other ones that I email everything to you, I'm going to be emailing you all your stuff for ELA and math for the week here shortly. So, your parents will receive that and you can print them out. Also, so when you get your story, I want everybody to have this for Wednesday's Zoom in the morning so we can read it together and talk about it. Okay, so everybody needs to have this for Wednesday morning Zoom at 10 o'clock. Also, daily language review, number 30. Okay, if you guys could come with days 1 and 2 done, or at least day 1 on Wednesday, that would be great. So we can review that together and go over it. Okay, so day 1 and day 2 would be great if you can get to it. If not, just day 1. Okay? Now, also, back to the hot air balloon story. In the meantime, you can always be doing your fluency reads. Remember, you're doing 5 times. Set the timer for a minute. You know, get yourself a little timer or use your phone or whatever. And do just like we do in class. Read it 5 times. Make your little bracket showing you, if you read to right here, you put your little bracket like that, and that's where you got the first one, and continue doing that for all 5, okay? And then the vocabulary, and your vocabulary today, and I'm just going to have one vocabulary word for you today, and I'm going to go over it right now, okay? I'm hoping you can see this. So my vocabulary word is helium, okay? And I'm going to let you guys figure out the part of speech. But syllables, he-li-um. As you guys should hear that, they have he-li-um. 3 syllables. So we'll put that right up here. And you guys can fill that in on your vocabulary today sheets that you have. Okay? So helium is a type of gas that is lighter than air and makes balloons float. So a type of gas that is lighter than air and makes balloons float. So I'm sure you guys have had parties, gone to birthday parties and whatnot. You had the balloons that float. Those are helium. Like we just had one for my, most recently it was my son's birthday in January. We had went to Party City and got one of those little helium tanks and pulled up all the little balloons. It was his 18th birthday. So we had one of those little things. You just fill them up and it was pretty neat. Now, our thing, hot air balloons, I have always wanted to go on a hot air balloon. Just have not got around to it yet. It's on my bucket list. But it was really neat a few years ago. Actually, it was about more than that. It was about 5 or 6 years ago. I was out here with my kids. They were a lot younger. And this hot air balloon was coming down. And a couple of their friends were here. So we jumped into my minivan and we followed it. And it landed like in a little green belt right down the street from our house. It was so neat seeing it land. I was like, wow, I really want to do that someday. It looked like a lot of fun. All right, so I want you guys to work on your vocabulary today, daily language review, and read your story. You do have one other assignment. I can't tell you guys how much I enjoyed reading your assignment from last week about the positive things that have come out of your life during this time. We've had to stay at home, and we know it's not what we really want to be doing, but as I said last week, I'm a positive person. So even though this situation isn't great, it's not that fun, but we still got to make some positive happen. There's a lot of things we can do with our lives that are cool and positive while we're going through this. So remember to keep doing that. Help your parents out. All right, assignment this week. We talked about the positives, and this is not a negative thing. I thought, you know what? What do I really can't wait to do again? So I thought everybody's going to write me 5 things. Just 5 things. When this all goes away, and I'm sure it'll be soon, hoping, and we can go out and do whatever we want again, what are you going to do? So Mr. Rupel wrote his 5 things, and this is my 5 things. Number 1, a date night with my wife. Me and my wife love going out either a Friday night after the football games or a Saturday night and going out and having some hors d'oeuvres, people watch, and just having a good time being out. We haven't been able to do that for a while. It was funny because we kind of slacked off before spring break, and spring break came along, and next thing, we couldn't do it. So date night with my wife is the number 1 thing I'm doing. Number 2 is being able to hang out with family and actually be able to hug them. And I say that for the fact that my wife's parents and grandparents are older. Her grandparents are 95 years old. So we went up there for Easter, but we sat, apart and everything because we can't take any chances with them because they're, they're susceptible. And it was hard not just go up and give them a hug. So that would be very nice. Number 3, can't wait to go back to work. Mr. Rupel, I'm hyper, ADHD, everything. Sitting in the house is not good for me. I'm very lucky I have a backyard, or I don't know what I'd be doing. But I can't wait to get back to work, see your smiling faces. That's going to be awesome. Number 4, go to a sports game. Mr. Rupel likes his sports. There is nothing better, in my opinion, than being at a sports game, that last second touchdown, that last second bucket to win a game, that energy that you feel from there's nothing like it in the whole world. I mean, in my opinion, there's nothing like it that can compare to it. And that energy of being around 80,000, 100,000 people, or a basketball game, 25,000 people, all cheering for the same thing, everybody excited, you're high-fiving everybody around you. That's fun. And I love doing that. I can't wait to go to a game. Last thing, it's not one thing, but other little things I like to do. I can't wait to go bowling, go to the movies, go to church again. Can't do that right now. So these are all things that I miss that I want to do. So I want you guys between now and Friday, so you can either share on Wednesday or share on Friday, your 5, okay? Again, those are mine, and that's just what Mr. Rupel likes, and that's what he misses. We're all different. We're all a different little piece. So whatever you like is fine. So I want to hear it. What can you not wait to do? All right? All right, guys. That's it for me. Mr. Rupel, out.